Number 14, Frank Zing. Now, I kind of messed up a bit, so you're going to be looking at me speaking while I do this. But anyway, Frank Zing is the son of Mars, and, well, he's number 14 for a reason, because I really don't like him. Just, honestly, I don't. He's a boring character in my opinion, and he doesn't grasp my attention. Like I said, he's the son of Mars, and he uses a bow and arrow because he wishes he was the son of Apollo. I don't know why, but he did. So yeah, he's dating Hazel, and his life is bound to firewood. But no, honestly, Frank Zing is just a boring character to me. He doesn't grasp my attention. He's also the current creator after Jason gave him that rank. But yeah, I really don't like Frank. He's a boring character in my opinion, and he doesn't grasp my attention as much as he probably should. So there's that. And honestly, I know there are a lot of Frank fans out there, like Bo. Bo's a big Frank fan, but I just don't like him. He really does bore me, and he just doesn't grasp my attention as much as he probably should, considering he's a writing character. But yeah, poor Frank. Number 13, Tyson. Tyson's a Cyclops, and there's not much to say about him other than because he's a minor side character, but he's the general of the Cyclops army, which is really amazing. He's childlike and he bumbles around, but he's just a really lovable character, and he would place higher if he wasn't, if he was used more, but he's not used that much, honestly. He's used in like tiny situations and on a bigger scale. Sea of Monsters, that's it. Oh, hey Madison. Anyway, that's about all I can say about him. I mean, he's just a really lovable guy. He's childlike, but he's smart. But that's just pretty much all there is to Tyson, really. He would place higher, honestly, but again, like I said, he's not used as much. He's just a minor side character. But I thought he was big enough to be put in this list. So there's that. Number 12, Piper McLean. Dang, that went on for a while. Anyway, well, Piper's an interesting girl, to say the least. I mean, she's the daughter of Aphrodite, and she's dating Jason Grace, so, I mean, she's got some things going for her. And she has Katapras, like one of the most amazing knives ever, which allows the person looking into it to allow it to see danger. Like in one instance, when she looked inside and she saw her, Jason, and Percy drowning. Right, Percy drowning. What the hell? But yeah, she's not that really interesting of a character, to be honest, compared to the others. She's really forgettable-ish. I mean, not as forgettable as others, but she's not up there as for me, as characters that grab my attention. And so that's the only reason why she's at 12. But she's got a bigger role than Tyson, so I think she deserved a higher spot. That's pretty much why she's there. And number 11, Jason Grace. I mean, who better to come after Piper than her boyfriend, Jason Grace? I mean, a lot of you might disagree with this, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of die-hard Jason Grace fans out there. But for me, I'm just not one of them. For me, he's a boring character, kind of like Frank, but I like him better than Frank for some odd reason. Jason's your serious soldier boy, Superman kind of character. He's a follow the rules kind of guy, and he's pretty much a soldier. He's a Roman soldier, pretty much. And he was the creator until he gave it up to Frank. About the biggest thing he had going for him was he had this conflict between whether he wanted to be Roman or Greek, and he chose Greek over Roman, even though his godparent is Jupiter, a Roman god. But yeah, he chose Greek. Makes you wonder. But yeah, he's just not that interesting of a character compared to the others. He's pretty bland. Doesn't have much going for him in the personality aspect for me. And that's about all I can say about him. Number 10, Talia Grace, or Talia, however you pronounce it. Anyway, his sister comes after him because honestly she's just a much more interesting character. She's not as big of a character, but she's got a bigger role in the Heroes of Olympus series compared to when she became a huntress of the art, or one of Artemis's hunters in the Titan's Curse. She's got this punk gothic looking thing going on, and Leo was highly attracted to her. But honestly, Talia's got a fatal flaw, and that's power hungry, kind of like Zeus. Makes you wonder. But yeah, there really isn't much to say about Talia other than the fact that I just honestly like her character better than Jason's. She's just much more, I don't know, I just like her better. I really have no explanation other than the fact that I like her better than Jason, which is why she's higher than Jason on the list. Number 9, Gleason Head. She's a interesting character to say the least, and I got really animated right there because I really love Gleason Head. He's an awesome character. He's funny, he's eccentric, and he's a very violent satyr, which is different from most because most of them are cowards, but he believes in the nature of survival of the fittest. Fun fact about Gleason is that he's the only new character that has a role that was mentioned in the previous series. In The Last Olympian, he was mentioned in a note and was in Canada when Percy ran into Grover at the park. But he's a middle-aged satire, and he's married to Melly. He was the protector of Piper, Jason, and Leo, and also Clarice LaRue, who was the daughter of Ares. He acts strong because he's afraid of being useless, or he's afraid of being considered useless, so he acts like a violent, strong dude, and he loves action movies. He also has a fear of Dalmatians. It's a mystery to how that came about, but part of me really doesn't want to know why a man's afraid of Dalmatians. Really. Okay, number 8, Reina Ramirez Arellano. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. I was not going to pronounce that in that video because I've forgotten her last name by then. Reina's interesting in the fact that her and her sister Hilya were in the Sea of Monsters. Hilya was the girl with the clipboard when Annabeth and Percy got there. But so there's that, and so she held a grudge for Percy for a bit for that, and she's also the Preator and the only demigod in this book series to stay Preator, as Jason, Percy, and Frank have all been Preator. There's not really much to say about her other than the fact that her and Gleason Head could potentially flip-flop, but in this moment in time, I kind of like Reina a bit better than him. She's the daughter of Bellona. Hoping I pronounced that right. She's the goddess of war. She liked Jason, and she had a little thing for Percy, and she was rejected by both. Ow! Sting to the ego. She got rejected by the son of Poseidon and the son of Jupiter. Now that's gotta sting a bit. Yeah, really. I kind of feel sorry for her. She might have gotten this spot out of pity. We may never know. Number 7, Rachel Elizabeth Dare. Okay, Rachel is my favorite side character of any favorite side character. Out of all the side characters, she's my favorite. She eventually becomes the main oracle after the other oracle's curse is lifted and pretty much fades away. So she can't have any relationships. Not to mention the only one she was set up with was Percy, who got Annabeth. So she kind of dumped him, and Percy felt a bit weird about that because he's like, we weren't even dead, and yet you dumped me. Oh, okay, ow. But yeah, she joined in the Titan's Curse at Hoover Dam when Percy stabbed her in the stomach with Riptide because she sneezed and thought she was a skeleton. That is quite interesting. She's a blunt person, and she can paint with her feet. I mean, how amazing is that? I mean, as an artist myself, that's... Dang. I wish I could do that. That might be my new trick I pick up. No, not really. I'm never going to try. Number 6, Hazel Levesque. Okay, so Hazel's the daughter of Pluto and was around 1920, or she died around 1920, in Alaska, of all places. I mean, wow. She has the ability to pull gems out of the earth, but the thing is if you touch them, you're cursed, and well, odds are die. She's dating her friend Zing, my least favorite character, pretty much in the whole series. I literally mean that. The only reason he's in this list to begin with is because he's a very main plot-driven character. But she kind of didn't want to date him at first because everybody said they were going to. So to spite them, she was like, I'm not going to fall into what they're going to say, so I can't like him. And she liked Leo's not his great-grandfather. She liked his grandfather, though, Sammy Valdez. He was an interesting, funny character, just like Leo himself. Kind of like him better than Frank. Man. Frank's just not going to get a break. Number 5, Grover Underwood. Okay, now Grover is my favorite satyr in this whole entire thing. He was the protector of Percy, Annabeth, Luke, and Talia. And I debated on whether to put Luke in this, but considering he was more of a villain than a hero throughout the whole entire thing, I decided not to. But he would definitely place higher than Frank. Just saying. He's Percy's best friend since they met in 6th grade. He was obsessed with finding Pan, the god of nature. Wow, I had trouble doing that so bad. When they finally did, he died. That was nice. Rachel kind of blamed her dad for that, and therefore blamed herself. He has leprophobia, which Percy calls his bunny phobia, because that is the fear of rabbits. Grover thinks they are the devil's creatures, pretty much, because they eat everything he wants. And he can play So Yesterday by Hilary Duff and Mozart's 12th Symphony on his pan flute. That's nice. But he did them so bad that the Vans tried to strangle it. The Vines tried to strangle everybody. Oh man, imagine Vans strangling people all around the world. No. The horrors of hippie reality. Number 4, Nico DAngelo. Now, Nico's a bit estranged. He's the son of Hades, and he was the youngest of his 2 siblings with Bianca. He's known as the Ghost King after he took that title from King Minos in the 4th book, The Battle of the Labyrinth, when he was being used. He was trapped in the Lotus Casino with his sister for a really, really long time because they were born in the 1940s. And his sister died in the Titan's curse. He loved the mytho magic in the beginning, but that was when he was cute and innocent. Now he's just demented. He's afraid of not belonging. That's his biggest fear, of not belonging. And that stems from the fact that he's a homosexual who was born in the 1940s. Yeah, that might cause some issues. So he has fears of belongings and is not too keen on touch. The most touch he shows before he finally gets used to it and whatnot from Jason and Raina hugging him is kissing Hazel on the forehead, which is his sister. And while that's nice and all, one amazing fact about him is that he's the only known demigod to survive all of Tartarus alone. Yeah, that's impressive. Even the goddess of misery was impressed with how much pain and torment he carried inside himself. Now that speaks volumes. But yeah, he's very pain demented, and he just has a lot of issues. But because of that reason, I like his character more than others, because he's more human, he's more relatable, even though his power is very scary, as Jason even mentions that even he would be afraid to fight Nico at his most anger point, because he was like, even this kid would be too much for me to handle. Yeah, that's intense. Nico got those feels. Number 3, Leo Valdez. And speaking of feels, this guy's got a lot of feels going on too. Leo is my 3rd favorite character. He's the son of Hephaestus, and he's the first Hephaestus child to have pyrokinesis in a really, 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 really long time. He's ran away 6 times from home. He built the Argos second. He put Festus on the front. He's dating Calypso, not confirmed, but most likely. He has a magical 2 belt in which he can pull anything out of whatever he wants. He makes jokes constantly to make up for the pain he deals inside with the fact that he has the feeling of being unwanted and being the 7th wheel, which makes it really sad. He has a soft spot for really hot girls, and he's the second known child of Hephaestus to die in an explosion, the first being Charles Beckendorf. But yeah, Leo's just one of my favorite characters, and the fact that he's more relatable to me. But yeah, Leo's just an amazing character. He's really funny, he's really awesome, and he deserves the best for everything, pretty much. And I just can't help but want the best for the guy because he's just so amazing, funny, great, and everything else. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. He's all the Powerpuff Girls rolled up into one. And I'm just kidding. Don't take that seriously. Don't do that. No. Don't. Number 2, Annabeth Chase. Take 3. Not kidding. She's the daughter of Athena. She has a baseball cap that allows the wearer to turn invisible, and she's dating Percy Jackson. She's very attached to him, and she's possessive of all of her friends. And what was it? Oh yeah, she refuses easy answers, which is seen in the Battle of the Labyrinth when the Sphinx gives an easy answer that Percy and Grover understand. She's just like, nope, too easy. Give me another one. But her fatal flaw is hubris, pride, and arrogance, which isn't uncommon in a child of Athena. Come to think of it, why would it? And she's also afraid of spiders, which again isn't uncommon, as all of them pretty much are, because her mother Athena lost to Arachne in a weaving contest a really long time ago, which deems all children to be afraid of spiders. Anyway, Annabeth's really beautiful, smart, talented. She's also the architect of Olympus, which is really awesome, and she's just one of the most badass female protagonists I've ever read. I like her a lot. She's a really amazing character, and I don't see why anybody wouldn't like her, honestly. I mean, anybody in the top 5, I can't see anybody not liking, except for Nico. I can see why somebody might not like Nico, and maybe Leo, but Leo's too lovable. If you hate Leo, then, well, then you can go someplace else. That's not here, because this is Leo land. You know, the ladies love Leo. You know, it happens all the time, okay? Everybody loves Leo. Why wouldn't they? But, yeah, Annabeth's just one of the greatest female protagonists I've ever had the grace to watch, and I will always love Annabeth as a character. Anybody who says otherwise really doesn't know me. And number 1 is Percy Jackson. Go figure. It's a top 10 Percy Jackson characters list, and who tops it? Percy Jackson. But there's a very solid reason for that, as Percy's the son of Poseidon, and he's sarcastic and oblivious to a lot of things, like when something is thrown into his face bluntly and he still doesn't see it. When Rachel hypothetically asked him out and he just didn't understand. Before Charles Beckendorf's horse crushed the hood of the Prius. He's dating Annabeth, which obvious. He has a horse named Blackjack, which is the most amazing horse. It beats Jason's horse, Tempest, which I probably should have mentioned in Jason's thing, but I didn't. Jason has a horse named Tempest, but Blackjack is much better because Blackjack is funny and has a personality. He became a praetor. He had the giant jump. He was a newbie, a probatio, and jumped to praetor. Yeah, from small dog to big dog in the park, and rejected Reyna after she hinted at a maybe relationship. He's that, what? Have a girlfriend, dude. Nope. He had an Achilles heel on the small point in his back that he got rid of, or that disappeared once he guided Hera across that lake. Same thing with, he has an empathy link with Grover, and he has a riptide, Agliminos, and he also has another pet, and it's a hellhound named Mrs. O'Leary that he got from Daedalus. But another thing that disappeared when he guided Hera across that lake was the gray hair mark that he got from holding the weight of the world on his holding up the weight of the world, pretty much. That gave him gray hair, and it disappeared after he walked Hera across that pond. But he also managed to learn the wolf stare, which he is no longer afraid of anybody gangster-wise, because, you know, now his stare says, anything you've seen, anything you've done, I've seen worse, and I've done worse. which is pretty BA. But Percy Jackson's a very sarcastic, funny character, and honestly, I relate with him in a lot of ways. So therefore, he's literally my favorite character of all time in any series, in anything, in any medium. I think any medium anyway. Just any of where of all time. Just I love him so much. He's just the greatest character of all time. I'm getting my words jumbled around because of this. And his fatal flaw, I kind of share, is excessive personal loyalty, meaning he'll go out of his way to save a friend, especially a friend, family, enemy, or even stranger, and he will even risk the world to save some of them, which really is excessive and personal. So there's that. And that's the reason why Percy is, without a doubt, my favorite character in any medium, pretty much, of all time. And especially this list. Way better than Frank. By light years. Like I said, he will not stop getting crapped on in this series. Or this countdown. Yeah, that's it. I hope y'all have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, give it a like, comment if you will. That'd be great. I enjoy your feedback. Put in your own top 14 out of these characters, or your top 10 characters in the Percy Jackson series. I'd like to see your list. And subscribe. That's like the most important part there. Hope you all have a great day, and remember, ta-ta for now.